So we're at the campaign dinner, and I had already pre-filled out our card for everything we were believing for. I was very content with my number. And Pastor Gary said, you have to have the faith for this number to come to pass. And I was like, yeah, I have faith. We can do this number. Well, at the last minute, he takes the card and he writes a number. This number is 7.5 times the number I had in my mind. I never spoke out loud negatively about it. I knew that my place was to stand behind my husband as the head of the household and to submit myself to him and to come in agreement with him. And it was completely and totally through God that we were able to donate $75,000.
I think I went out to get groceries or something, and I'm just praying to God and just talking to God about, you gave me this number, and how am I going to meet this number?
Because each month we're giving, and it didn't have to be the Journey weekend for us to give. If we had extra money, I was writing a check for Journey. I had no idea how.
A peace came over me, like, I've got this. What are you worried about? I got this. I gave you that number. You're going to get that number. Just
wait.
Just have patience and pray and keep praying and believe. Probably not even a month later that the water department called.
Completely out of the blue, we got a phone call. They had a major water expansion project coming up, and they wanted to know if we would be interested in bidding on this contract. We immediately said, yes, we would like to bid on the contract. They sent us over the contract. It was 104 pages long. We had to get our bond in place, a surety bond, and we had 2 insurance companies deny us the surety bond. We're listening to one of Pastor Gary's messages. I think it was Philippians 4:7 that came up, and it was not to worry, not to be anxious, but in all things, go to God and ask Him with prayer and petition. That's what we did. We stood on His word that, that this is going to happen, that this is good for us, this is going to take place. And we had an email from our insurance agent, and he said, you've been approved, the bond's approved. And we were like, yes, this is how it's supposed to be, yes.
And we got an email from our lawyer saying that we got it. It was just amazing because, for one, we were the only company that bid on it.
But of course, you don't know that when you're placing your bid. It's just that it's a bid. You don't know. You don't know who's bid on it, how many people, and how much.
We get back from vacation and we get an email from the water department saying, ho, 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 wait a minute. We don't think you're big enough to do this job. After meeting with them and talking with them, they agreed to give us a try, but they weren't real positive, so.
But before we called them back and said anything, we immediately started praying. And we were praying against it. And we were like, no, you've given us this contract. This is what you've given us. This is so that we can meet our obligation. This is your money. You're going before us. You're preparing the way. We've got this. And after that, we signed the contracts.
We've got 200 houses we have to do in 75 days. And so we don't know how long each house is going to take us because we haven't done these before. And the third day, I get done about 2 o'clock, and we've bumped them up to about 8 now a day. And I get a call from the water department at 2:30 saying we flooded somebody's house. And so it was like, there's just no way. This just can't be happening. I know I left this house and the water was on and nothing was leaking. And
so the whole way there, we're praying, we're in agreement. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. We're the head, we're not the tail. We're above, we're not beneath. We've got this. This is going to work out. This is going to be okay.
So we get there, and the husband is very frustrated, and rightfully so. I mean, he's got some more water in his basement, and the wife's like very forgiving and very understanding, and you guys don't have to clean up the water, and so we clean up the majority of the mess, and she actually calls the water department and says it wasn't our fault that the fitting failed, and I'm still like, oh my gosh, it's the third day into the job, and we flooded somebody's house, and
we still have 190 houses to go.
And a blessing that she called the water department, and we met with them the following morning and showed them the fitting that had failed, and it was a defective fitting. until
That it wasn't workmanship.
Yeah, that it wasn't something that we did, that we could anticipate happening. And so we went on from there, and we finished the project 21 days early.
We also completed our campaign in 21 months.
I think since we started this project, we pray every morning together, which is something that we hadn't done previously. I couldn't have done this too without my friends. I've got some praying friends that I know prayed the whole time I was doing this project, for my family. I have my best friend that worked 8 Saturdays in a row for me after working his regular job all week. That, if it wasn't for those people also, it wouldn't have happened. Just working together as a team and a family, from putting the devices together, we were spending time together. It wasn't always fun, after working all day, coming home and putting more devices together for the next day. But, it was family time. It was time together. We shared the troubles of the day while we were putting them together, and just made them listen to praise music too while we were putting them together.
Yeah,
So,
Open Heaven was always playing in the background.
yeah. It was just amazing to see the way God moved in that whole situation. Writing that check, was just,
Unsurreal.
it just didn't seem real to be able to have that money hey, we met our obligation. I didn't know where we were going to get that money, and God really gave it to us.
As crazy as it sounds, I know we're giving the money away, but I feel like we've won the lottery. I am so excited. I am so full of anticipation, like a child on Christmas, waiting to see what's under the tree. I cannot wait to see what God does. I can't wait to see how he moves. I can't wait to see the specific things that we put on our card come to life, and just the overflow and the abundance.
So God gave us money to meet our journey obligation, but he also gave us money to pay off our credit cards. So that's huge. It saves me $1,000 a month, if not more.
We just kept saying to each other the whole time, we've got this, we've got this.
Yeah. It's just funny that it was a journey. It was an adventure, and it's just funny that this is a journey campaign, and it truly was a journey, and it was a journey with God beside us, and it was just really amazing.